So the reason why I chose to upgrade this year was the camera. Realistically, that's probably kind of cliche, but for me, the hardware married with the software is the reason why I chose to upgrade, and I think potentially others might have as well, and potentially those that are going to upgrade might do it too. But beyond just being an avid iPhone user, I'm also a content creator, and I have been for a couple of years, and I've been a photographer for even longer. So for me personally, the upgrade this year really made sense because of all of the advancements that have been coming through certain generations of iPhone, and realistically, this is the year where it just kind of made sense for me. So, like I said, the whole hardware is one thing, software is another, but realistically, when you put the two together, that's what made it the time for me to upgrade, because realistically I want to make a good photo or a good video and lower the barrier of doing that. And I think that's what iPhone 14 and the Pro line really does this year. And for me, realistically, when it comes to the hardware side, iPhone 14 does just that. I think it marries really well with what I basically already do in content creation and the lenses that I particularly use with my mirrorless camera as it is today. For example, I basically use an 85, a 50mm, and then an 18 to 35 for almost everything I do. So you get the ultra wide, that beautiful 50mm for an even portrait, and then realistically I use an 85 for really detailed portraits or really detailed kind of photos. But then on the other side, you also get all of the software from iOS 16, which when you put it together with the hardware, realistically is what made the package worth it, in my opinion. Now, specifically, there are certain features that I have absolutely used in the few days that I've had my phone, and things that I think will become incredibly useful for easy content creation. The biggest of which for me comes in cinematic mode. Now, when you pair something like the front-facing camera, which was upgraded, that hardware side, with the fact that you also now have an upgraded kind of cinematic mode for 4K 30, you get such a great tool for easy content creation, something that is even as good as this that I can then pair with a YouTube video. So we have this footage and we have this footage. Now this is a mirrorless camera, this is an expensive camera, an expensive lens, and this is an iPhone. It's incredible to see what you can do with one versus the other, and just being able to create something so easily is kind of why I think it might be one of the best features this year, and one that for me is absolutely worth the upgrade, because coming from something that did not have this to something that does, it's killer. It's really awesome. And the second of which, realistically, is something that I would almost consider a GoPro killer, in the fact that you have this ability to stabilize footage. Now, I know by saying GoPro killer, there will be someone in the comments that will say absolutely not, and genuinely, I will agree with you, because there is something that is just great about GoPros, and realistically the fact that you don't have to worry about dropping them or breaking them nearly like you do a phone. I get all that. But on the other side, when you have this active mode, which gives you the ability to really stabilize footage, even with some of the drawbacks of the lighting situation, I think in a future generation, this would be something that has kind of eliminated the need for like phone gimbals, and might one day even get rid of something like this. Now, realistically, there are drawbacks to all of these systems, and there are certain videos out there that have already kind of shown these exploits and proven where these systems break down, and generally kind of had the opinion that maybe the iPhone 14 Pro line is oversold for what it actually can be or is. And generally speaking, in some cases, I would absolutely agree that sometimes, in some cases, I think maybe it might be sold for more than what it actually can do. But now for the overall, do I think the iPhone 14 Pro line is worth the upgrade for you? I think honestly my answer would be maybe. The reason why I say maybe for an overall is because it depends on what you're looking to get out of an upgrade. If you're a generation to generation person who upgrades from 11 to 12, 12 to 13, 13 to 14, you might or might not need that upgrade, but you might do it anyway. So for you, I would say probably go for it, because if you're like an every year or every other year kind of person, it's not going to change a whole lot. I don't think you'll be upset with it, but realistically, generation to generation upgraders kind of don't feel nearly what someone who has skipped several generations like myself would. So for you, I'd say, yeah, maybe. On the other side, if you're like me and have skipped several generations, honestly, I think you absolutely should. If you can afford it, if it can be fit into the budget appropriately, I think it will be absolutely worth an upgrade because of what you can do with the content and things like that that you can create. But that's just my opinion on the situation as someone who has not upgraded in a while, and also as an avid content creator and a photographer. So realistically, my opinions might not align with yours. So if you've made it to this point in this video, hopefully you will leave me a comment down below letting me know what your opinions are on the situation. Do you think it's worth an upgrade for you? And then also, do you think there are other people out there that might benefit from an upgrade? Or vice versa, do you think there is a group of people out there besides just generation to generation people who might not really need the upgrade and it might not even be worth the cost? I would love to know all of your opinions on all of that. And also, while you're down there, hopefully you'll check out my links for Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and leave me your thoughts there as well. And make sure to smash the like button and the subscribe button if any of this or all of this resonates with you, or you just like photography or content creation at all, because realistically, there's always more content coming your way. So hopefully I will make it into your sub box here on YouTube. I would super appreciate that as well. But for now, I'm going to hit you with my typical peace out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for checking this one out, you guys. See you in the next one.